right, now we're going to turn down Sammy Joe's intro is off. Okay. We should be good. Looks like the pod track is moving up and down. Looks like Streamlabs is moving side to side. If people will confirm, are we 5x5 on kgxtradio.com? And if we're 5x5 on YouTube, because we are still currently simulcasting on YouTube for the masses, but it's going away. Going to be the radio station at some point.
Did you hit record?
Yeah, it's recording.
You heard that, Danny H.
Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll even hit record on... Can I do that? I think I could do that. Yeah. Danny H. I am recording on the pod track with both mics coming in on independent signals and recording the whole thing on Streamlabs where it mixes it for you. Not that that's any good, but double trouble is double trouble. And it looks like we are 1 minute and 21 seconds into the program. Oh, what a goddamn day. I'm telling you, this was a day, you know, that Charlie Kirk thing. And then what people don't know is that I get done with that. I got 1 hour or whatever. We're racing for the staff meeting. The staff meeting went forever. We get done with that. I'm thinking, okay, I got my show prep. Got to call. Got to go for off the record. Got to get the stories lined out. Got to contact the people. Got to get going. And then my son calls and he wants to argue with me about my show. I saw your show, Dad. I intend to take issue with your performance. I'm like, motherfucker. But I love my son. I do. I love my son more than almost anything. And so I took time with him.
Wow.
What?
Almost most than anything?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like the only thing I'd put above my son is you and my truck.
No, my truck, but okay.
No, I don't love your truck. I love my truck.
Okay, go ahead. Continue on.
So we did that. I had a good conversation. Then I had to call Jade because she was crying about something. Anyway, and so we race in here, and at the last second, we have 2 minutes till the show. I'm going, shit, I didn't put a cover picture on, so I'm typing in off the record in orange and trying to send it. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gather around your radios, turn down the lights, close the drapes, get the ambiance just right, light a candle perhaps, and bring the speakers in real close, turn up the bass just like Wolfman Jack back in the day. You need to have your headphones on. I don't know what you're doing over there.
I don't know. I'm a
Get
little
your
off.
Shit together, woman. All right, can you hear okay, or do I need to adjust your volume?
I need it up a little bit.
You are 2. It's coming up, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. You good?
Yep.
All right. Okay. So yeah, bring the speakers in, and we'll get going. I got my water here. We got the phone ready to go.
I could go slam some food in my belly during the time too.
Did you throw some groceries down your neck and keep going? I got you. Well, we had. I don't know what the deal is here. Let me check. You did. I handed the phone to Janek's mom, and I said, "Look, go through all the messages, find out who can be here, who can't." You know what? You texted one person. One.
No, there was like 2 or 3.
No.
I haven't responded.
No, because the next message down is this person who I texted 3 days ago. So there's just 2 above it. That's all you texted.
I went down the whole list.
Otherwise, this would have been way down here. You texted 2 people. So, hey, way to phone it in. Way to put in minimal effort there.
Way to give me the phone 2 hours before the event.
That's all I would have had.
No, it wasn't. You've been sitting on your ass all day.
Wow! Well, now, hold on a second now.
You knew this day was coming. You
Oh.
knew the time. That's on the calendar.
Hey, I got something I want to tell the audience, but I can't remember the name. This is going to sound funny. What's the name of the nuts?
D's nuts?
No. I knew you were going to say it. No.
Almond blossom?
Get them right. Don't fuck with my people
it.
here. Get it right.
I don't know it.
So you can't, there's not like the staff thread or something? Really? Thought they put
Do you
them
want me
up
to
there.
go grab the bag?
Yeah. Just grab a bag
Stand
so I can
by.
tell you. Okay, while she's leaving, I will appropriately use this time to throw her under the bus. But we do have something. Top Notch Rule said he has time tonight. Yeah, put your middle finger away. Just walk. Dan Crisco says he's got something, but there was more. You guys, there were so many more people on this list. I literally ran out of time. If you have a story, if you have a ghost story, or you have a conspiracy theory, 805-460-5603. Staff members can put it up in the field for you right now. Don't call me. Text me. But some of you guys wanted to talk about 9/11. Some of you guys had some very, very interesting takes on, God damn it, 9/11 was an inside job, and here's my proof. And then there was other of you who said, no. 9/11 was absolutely the hijackers and the airplanes, and here's my proof. Same with the moon landing. Same with flat earthers. Whatever you guys want to discuss, especially flat earth people. If you guys want to give me a text and go, flat earth, call me. I'll call you back. I mean, I don't mind discussing it whatsoever. You guys have something you want to do on that. I just don't have time to go through all of this. There's so many messages in here. I can't remember which ones had to do with off the record because we've done so many other things since then. So a little bit tough. But I wanted to give a plug. Shiloh Ferguson, who's a moderator, she's on staff here. She's a moderator over on Facebook. Almond Blossom. Sugar-free barbecue mixed nuts. That's the bag I have. I am holding a bag of mixed nuts.
I believe they're in Washington.
You believe they're in Washington?
I believe so.
They were nice enough, and I'm not sure whether they donated these or whether Shiloh bought them to bring them down to the big barbecue we just had. It was so awesome to have them here. But there was so many. Everybody got to have nuts in their hand. Everybody got to have nuts in their mouth. And I would like to submit to you that Almond Blossom nuts are the only ones that I would want to use to ward off and attack my aliens. I'm telling you, if a flying saucer landed like fire in the sky and you were out there and you had a bag of these nuts and go, here, take these, they would take the Almond Blossom nuts instead of you. If you want to avoid any probing by the aliens, make sure you have Almond Blossom nuts in your pocket.
I believe they ship.
In your pants. You can have in your pants. And I guess they do ship. Now
you can have nuts shipped right directly.
You can have nuts in your mouth within a couple of days. It'll just get shipped right to you. Now, to be fair, real quick, which ones did you really like?
These are my favorite right here. Cinnamon vanilla cashews.
Okay, that just seems unnatural that any company would put sugars and things on nuts.
Okay.
Anyway, just want to give a shout out to that. The Shiloh Ferguson and Almond Blossom. You guys did a great job. Thank you for letting us have those things for the barbecue. I appreciate you. All right. So 805-460-5603. We got two things to talk about. Yeah, Chad Hoffman wants to talk about the 9/11 thing, Building 7. And I do know a little bit about Building 7. I can speak to that. But we may get to Chad. Chad, hang on by your phone. But we got three in here. I want to bring up something real quick that it bothers me a little bit because I don't know if these were real ghost stories when we were a kid or if they have just fallen out of fashion. He doesn't know where to go. You locked him in here. He was over at the door, dog trying to get out. All right. How many of you old people like me or older like the Sun Valley Fox, assuming you're still breathing, and above on the right side of the grass, do you guys remember we were kids? We'd watch cartoons. Scooby-Doo had these. They talked about them on the Addams Family cartoon one time. Ghost trains. Now, half of you just went, what the fuck's a ghost train? Listen, when I was a kid, that was a thing. There was books, there was movies, there was also the Twilight Zone. I think even Twilight Zone had an episode where they referenced a ghost train. You know, tracks that hadn't been used in years, and all of a sudden you can hear the thunder, the roar of the train going by in the middle of the night. You could hear it. Your whole house was shaking and vibrating, but there's no train. There couldn't have been because they don't use those tracks anymore. There hasn't been a train on there in 100 years. And ghost trains was a big thing when I was a kid. That was like a pretty common topic. Like if someone said, I want to tell you a story about a ghost train, I would have said, oh, okay. If you tell some kid right now, if we told Briggs right now, there's a story about a ghost train, he'd go, what the fuck are you talking? No ghost trains. Get the fuck out of here. It was a big thing back in the day. And now all of a sudden, nothing. It's like it dropped out of popularity. So I'm just asking, and I'm going to stereotype here. I have in my brain, this is a Southern thing, like below Tennessee. And I don't know why I think that. Maybe as a stereotype, but I always pictured ghost trains as being like a real campfire story, a story that grandma passed down. You know, your grandfather used to work on the old 3 o'clock or the 2 a.m., Knuckle Railroad coming through. Your grandfather died, but I still hear the train every now and then. That's a story. And it was always from the South, always down, like I said, below Tennessee. Now, I don't know if that's a thing anymore. I don't know where it went. You guys got something on that? Give me a text message, 805-460-5603. Yes, I'm requesting something specific because that just dawned on me the other day. It's like, those are gone. I don't even have those anymore. All right. So the ones
they've been eradicated. The
What?
Ghostbusters took care of the ghost train.
Well, speaking of that, Ghostbusters 2 did have a ghost train. Remember that when
And there you go.
it was in the movie. Maybe that's it. Just like Ring Around the Collar. You don't even hear about that anymore. Somehow we beat it. Ring Around the Collar's gone. All right. So if that's a deal, if nobody's got any ghost trains things for me, but if you do, just text me, give me a shout out.
T-Bone was saying, what about a ghost ship?
Now, see, that was okay. See, you know this is you haven't spilled the beans about everything in our personal life, but you have done quite a bit. And one of the things is you know that I will listen to things and sleep. I'll put the phone on my shoulder.
Oh, wait, that's the truth.
And I'll just play a YouTube video that's like 2 hours long, like a documentary. I've gone through a phase of ghost ships all the way back to when they were wooden ships. And then what happens is people just happen upon them out at sea. There's this ship just fucking goes by and you get on it. But it became like a thing like, no. If you find a ghost ship, don't go on it. Why? There could be food, there could be water, there could be treasure. And it became a thing with the sailor, like, don't fucking go on that ship ever for any reason. If you see it, let it pass by. The coolest ones were the stories about the ship. And this is when they had cameras and photography. These ships would be out at sea and gone, and nobody knows where they are, what happened to them. And then like 8 years later, this thing drifts into a harbor, and there it is. And the tug's got to go out and latch onto it, and there's nobody on board, and all their gear is still right where they left. I mean, those are the stories, because the ships wander home, man. They make it back to their port, and there it is. It's just like God's hand or Aquaman's trident. I guess that would be Neptune's trident.
Like Aquaman.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking superheroes, and it pushes it in. And those stories are the best ones, because now they're like, hey, we have pictures. It's made newspapers. There's some documentation. That fucking shit's cool. I dig that part of it. So, all right. Where was I? Things going on. I'm assuming you don't have anything in the sheets for me.
I don't have sheets.
Well, what are you doing? What are you doing over there?
I'm reading, and what the hell just happened?
You're not reading a book, though. You're like paying attention to the show, right?
Yeah, I've got YouTube up. I'm
Okay.
reading what they're saying over there, and I'm watching Discord because Taz just made you a really good image of you throwing nuts at aliens. But, you know.
Fucking Taz is awesome, man. He comes and he does shit pretty quick, too. It's not like it's cheesy shit. He makes it look pretty cool. Taz is the fucking man. I dig that. All right. So we got 3 in here, and one of them's a little short, but I'm going to mix them up a little bit. I'm going to call Dan Crisco first, see if we can't get him on here. I didn't read his text, so I have no idea what his topic is.
I can't remember what it was.
Wow. And that was kind of your job right before the show. You're a terrible producer. You know that? Like, horrible. You're not getting a Hallmark
I didn't
card.
know producer was in my title.
Yeah, it says so right in the contract you signed. All right, let's do this one. Let me call up Dan Crisco. Let's see if we can get him on the air. Dum, 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 dum. And we're going to go with the run ringy ding. Look at that right there. Who's your daddy? Just like a pro. Hey, Dan, it's the General. You're on Off the Record. I was wondering if we could have permission to put your voice on the air, sir. I got to have a confession to make, Dan. I did not read any of the stuff. I have no idea what we're talking about, so you're going to have to give me a quick refresher. What topic are you bringing to the table, my friend? Oh, now I'm sparking a memory. All right. Now, you don't have me on headphones or speaker, right? Because it makes it garbled if you almost got to just do it straight. My man. All right. So listen, go ahead. The stage is going to be yours, but give us a little background, year, make, and model.
Wait,
you know.
They're saying they cannot hear him.
What do you mean they can't hear him? That's as loud as it gets. I can't.
YouTube is saying they can't hear him.
Well, YouTube's got a problem because we're all coming through the same cord. We're all on 3 channels, and we all come through the same cord to the live streams. They can't hear him.
Anyone on Discord? Can you say that? Let me see.
Remember, you could have one jabroni. I can't hear him.
Discord can hear.
Yeah. See,
5 by 5.
It's one jabroni going, I'm sorry, I can't hear what's going on. What the fuck? And so we stopped the whole program.
YouTube, almost every person can't hear on YouTube.
How? That's not possible. The pod track puts the signal out to everybody. All right.
Oh, Jack, Jade says, I'm on Discord, no caller. I don't get it. Hold on.
It's as loud as he gets. God damn it. All right. Well, you know what? If you guys can't hear on YouTube, go over to kgxtradio.com and listen in there. kgxtradio.com is broadcasting live, and I can see it fucking moving on the radio station. Chris, I don't care if nobody can hear you. Let's just have a conversation between us. You, me, and the fence post. And by fence post, I'm talking about my wife because she didn't give any prep time. For the useful start of this, she's the fence post in this conversation. Give us a little background, little year, make, and model. Tell us what time in your life it was, how long ago, and where you were. Kind of set the stage, and then go. And I'll just comment as we go along, my friend. All right. Is it is it really? I had no idea. And what year were you transferred? What about how long ago? Okay. All right. Continue, sir. Right. Okay, so no lights, but sound for sure. All right. All right. No. So they knew something was up already. Ouch. And that was in that house? Yeah. Okay. Whoa. Yeah. Right. Now hold on a sec. Now hold on real quick, just to put this in my mind. Maybe I'm just the dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert. Maybe I'm interrupting and everybody else is already following along. But if it's a housing area, like, aren't there other houses nearby that are occupied. So okay, well maybe it was one of those houses. You know, if you're at gate 2 standing guard one night, maybe you're hearing noises from a different house. It's pretty far away, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Okay, now hold on. Because again, dumb mechanic. What do you mean there's dogs on the house? Like when you say there's dogs, I'm picturing just statues in the front yard. You know, that's all I'm thinking. Is that what it was? Yeah, but a statue, right? Or it's not. It's not something hanging. Okay, I just want to make sure they weren't hanging like a wind chime on the porch or something. Okay, I got you. All right. No, no. Yeah. Right. Now, is that World War II stuff or was that new? Okay, I got you. Now I'm going to verify that story for you right now because my grandfather told a story from World War II. It was after, not long after, when they had taken over the island, and my grandfather wasn't over there, but his buddies were, and they said that they said the tunnels in Okinawa. They swore they still saw soldiers running around, like they chase them and think, "Holy shit, we missed 3 or 4 of them," and there was nobody there. They go down to the end of the tunnel and there was no one there, just exactly what you're saying, standing in the entranceway and stuff. My grandfather said his buddies came back in from Okinawa with that exact story from World War II, just after. So I'm with you on that, my friend. Continue. Whoa. Yeah. Wow. Now, if there's websites and they're talking about the haunted house, that's your haunted house, the one you're talking about, right? Jesus.
Nuh-uh.
My
Nuh-uh. Not this girl, man.
wife's shaking her head. She's, nope, no, thank you, pass. Well, there, okay, now hold on. I got a question here and an observation. First of all, let's go with the question. I didn't quite get the link between the soldiers and the town. You said when the soldiers were surrendering or not surrendering, they weren't committing just Harry Carey, but they were calling on the town. I didn't know what you meant by that. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, I got you now. Yep, that's correct. Wow. Yep. Yeah, one of the Okinawa, it was feasible to fly air raids to get to them from there with the B-29. So that was one of the islands they're like trying to close in on the mainland. Yeah, you know the one of the stories that comes out of Okinawa right after the stories that the soldiers talked about hearing at night. You know, when they would see just what you said, they would see two Japanese soldiers standing in a tunnel, and they get like six guys and run in there, and they chase these guys to a room, and then there's nobody in the room. But the one that freaked them out that they said happened more often than not, and you didn't mention this, just they did at the time. I guess when you pull a sword, a Japanese sword out of its sheath, it makes a distinct noise. And the guys would sit there. I'd be outside smoking a cigarette. It's around midnight. I couldn't sleep. I'd walk out of the tents or wherever they were, and I hear shink, and he goes, I turn around. There's nothing there. And there's nothing that can make the metal sound because I'm all by myself. There's nobody out there. But that noise would wake them up, or they'd hear that noise when they're taking a walk at night, kind of like what you said. You're out for a run, and they would. I can't tell you how many people said they heard that noise, clear as a bell, and they right behind them, and they turn around. There's nothing there, and it was that noise over and over. I don't. So the question was also is that you. I don't know whether you know the answer, but what drove the dad crazy? You think it had something to do, like a soldier was following him, or he was chasing one? I mean, or just he kept seeing him repeatedly and it drove him nuts. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. That makes complete sense. Yeah. Fucking assholes. What a bunch of asshole Japanese ghosts. World War II Japanese ghosts are the worst, in my opinion. Of all the ghosts, I can tell you.
Wow.
It's like the Blues Brothers making fun of Illinois Nazis, like they're the worst Nazis or Illinois Nazis.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so here's my observation. You said they would put those dog statues at the corners of the house to keep the spirits in. Would you think that would also work for keeping the spirits out? Okay, okay. Then I got to get me some of those. I got to have some right now because they clearly listen, man. They worked. All the time that house has been there. Have the spirits been able to get out and leave? No, they hear them. They're doing dishes. They're playing. They're screwing around. It's worked.
We have two dogs right here.
They're not. I don't trust them to keep evil spirits away. Our dogs are pussies when it comes to that shit. But
Wow.
what he's describing is that it worked. They put up the statues, and guess what? To this day, those spirits are still
Those
in
are
the
demon
house.
hunters.
They're still in the house.
Oh
They can't get out, so they work. So I want four of those. If he says they work both ways, I want some. You got to trust my man from Okinawa. There, it's the way that's got to go. If Dan says so, then it's true. Doesn't that mean yes in Japanese? In chichi. I don't care. I'm fucking getting them because they work. Those spirits are still in that goddamn house, 70, 80 years later. So it works. I mean, I'm not going to question the science here, man. I'm just going to do
Oh gosh.
it. Well, Dan, that was a cool story, man. And it's so weird. So every now and then, a story you guys will call in and talk about ties into something I remember from my past or my history or some story I heard. That's great, man. I dig that. So, look, I'm going to hang up and give you my greatest gratitude and thanks. Let us put you on the air, Dan, and we'll move on to the next caller. But, dude, please, if you ever come up with something again or you know somebody, encourage them to give me a text, would you? There we go,
Hey,
man. We'll start
see you next
drinking.
week.
That's right. All right, Dan. We'll see you next week. Thanks, buddy.
Bye.
Bye bye. And that was Dan Crisco.
Dan the man.
Dan the man. Just like Vietnam. Dan Levitan. Dan the man Levitan.
That was pretty cool.
That's a good story.
But I'm not going to Okinawa anytime
Nope.
soon.
But I'm going to buy the dogs. I'm going to put them out.
No, you're not.
Neighbors are going to come around going, hey, Jackie next door is going to, what's with the dog statues? And I'm going to have a story. I'm going to listen to what my man Dan said. And it keeps out. Then you what? Jackie next door, she's going to get herself 4 dogs too.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, you know what? If I called Cigar Scotty right now and I told him this story, you know who'd be on Amazon ordering 4 shishi dogs right now? Be Scotty. He put that shit up. Takes that stuff seriously. Absolutely seriously.
Okay. All right.
All right, so we got another one to do. Let's see if anybody else has texted. 805 460 5603. If you guys want to text something in there. Oh, really? Well, I got a couple more brand new ones. Yeah. Wipe that snotty look off your face, I tell you. I'm not buying you any ice cream tonight.
Okay.
All right.
Man.
All right, so Top Notch Rule was next in line. And then Chad Hoffman with Building 7. Let's go with Top Notch Rule. He's always good for a story. He says it's a bland story, though.
It's bland.
That's what he says.
So he can't top Dan's.
I don't think it's going to top Dan's. He's already coming in going, it's a Shadow Man story, and it's kind of bland. I mean, I guess you could just get on the air and go, I passed a shadow creature doing 65, and I didn't go back.
He was standing on the corner waving.
Yeah, it's a bland story. All right, we're going to give Top Notch Rule a shot at this one. He's been around the program a long time. Friend of the family, friend of the program. Let's call Top Notch Rule. Copy that.
You gotta go sup.
Sup, man. Top Notch Rule. How do you have a Shadow Man ghost story, but it be bland? How could there be such a thing?
Uneventful. So you didn't pee your pants or run out the door or none of that. That's what you're saying. Oh, see? So then there was an event.
There was an event. All right, give us your story. Give us a little background. When and where? Yeah. Sure. Okay, I got you.
It.
Sure. Yeah.
Ooh.
Whoa.
What?
Wait. Back one sec. How old are you guys again?
12 and 10.
12 and
keep
10.
Up, man.
Okay.
Would
Just
you
making
keep
sure.
up?
You know what?
You're not paying attention.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes.
You would have known that.
Shut your face.
And his sister's younger than him.
Yeah, I got that part.
They were walking home
You're
because
making
the lights
this.
went on.
I know that.
All right,
You're making
come on,
this.
stick with the story. Go ahead, Top Dots. It's okay. Ignore him. Exactly. Yeah. Were
Now,
there animals in the barn with you? Were
Okay.
they like agitated? Were they agitated at all? Okay.
That's a good question about if an animal, if they, that's a good question.
Because they sense. They
Yeah.
usually can sense.
Here's my first thing was it was a rat that was just walking on a wall or a shelf or walking on a beam.
Not a little peyote.
Well, I'm just telling. No. Like you see things, you see eyes staring back at you, and people go, "Oh my God, it's Bigfoot." Then you find out it's a raccoon on a tree branch. You just couldn't see the tree branch
with green or blue eyes.
Now, okay, now I'm just asking: was this person or this thing in an area that it could have been something on a wall or a shelf or a beam or something? Okay, that's fucking
From
weird.
the outside looking in? What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Ooh.
Sure. Yeah. No fucking way. No way. I I'd have been no, hold on. Now my brain, I'd have been like, okay, this time you go out and look on the roof.
That's what I said. You would have kept me out there going,
let's
you
split
stay
up.
here.
One of us is staying here and making eye contact. The other one's going to go out in the field and throw her a rock and see if it moves. That's where my brain was going.
That's what I thought. You were probably going, you know what? You need to stay by me, be safe. But inside, you're like, no, you're not going anywhere.
Don't leave me here. Oh my God! So here's another question since you brought it up. What would a shadow person need a hat for?
That's part of their outfit or whatever.
Well, just note to self, if I run into one, that's going to be my first question. Why do you got a hat on? Not where are you from or what are you? I'm going to go, dude, your choice in hats. What the hell? That's going to be my first question if I ever run into a shadow person, I tell you. Now, from our previous story, I can tell you a top-notch rule, just as an experienced, trained broadcast professional that I am. If you'd have had shishi statues outside of that all the way around it, guess who wouldn't have been peeking in on your sister? You got to have the shishi dogs, and you'd have been okay. Yeah. You needed, at the time, you needed 4 Chi-Chi Okinawa dog statues, brother. Then there would have been nobody perving on your sister, but you didn't have the dogs, and here's the story. Now we know why. So see, at Gen X Talks, all the stories intertwine. If you think about it, there's 6 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon at every turn. You just got to look for it. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's all making sense now. All right. If that's the end of your story, my fine feathered friend, I'm going to say good night. Thank you for letting us call you. I appreciate you.
All right. Bye, Top Notch.
See you later, man. And that, ladies and gentlemen, Top Notch Rule. You guys know his name. So many of you know him. He's been around for so long.
He's a regular.
He's a regular. He's an OG regular. He's one of the cool cats in Gen X Talks. He's part of the family. I don't think he's ever shown up at an event. I don't think I've ever met him in person. Have I?
We have not.
That's too bad. I'd like to meet him sometime. We've had so much interaction with him over the years. It'd be kind of cool to shake his hand one time just to put a face. You know, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah,
all
exactly.
Right. Where are we? Dum-dum. Uh-oh, Chad Hoffman said he can't hear the calls 1 minute ago. Now, I got to tell you guys.
They're still having problems on YouTube, but Danny is directing them to, listen on the radio.
All right. I don't think there's a way for me to turn up the volume on YouTube. I don't think
they said it kind of sounds like they can hear you, but they can't hear the caller. Okay, well, and let me explain this to you. All 3 of our signals come in here and they all go through this cord. All of us all go through this cord. So I raise them all up to the same level here. Yeah. And when they go through the cord, I don't have. I think it's a YouTube problem. I think so. It has to be because I don't have control over how they come across at all. I can't decide that. It all comes through the pod track. I can adjust the pod track, but that's all of our levels all at once. All right. That's okay. They're eventually going to have to go over to the radio station anyway. Yeah, might as well get used to it. I'm going to try Chad Hoffman to see if we can talk to him on the phone. Let's see if we can hear him on the phone. All right. You're the one who's been pushing conspiracy. This is our first conspiracy theory phone call. You ought to be thrilled. All right, Chad Hoffman. Let's see if Chad this may not work. Let's just see if we can even talk to Chad. Let's see what happens here. The Chad. Now it's ringing. We can hear. Can everybody hear it ringing? I don't know. It's ringing. Hey, Chad, how's it going? This is the General off the record. Are you there? All right, so I can hear you, and make sure that we're not on speakerphone, and make sure that we're not on a headphone or little earpieces, earbuds, because that'll make things a lot harder on all of us. Are you good to go? All right, well, I'm just making sure, Chad. He's a veteran at this, man. He's a veteran. I'm just checking the boxes. All right, okay. So listen, you had something you wanted to bring up about Building 7, and I will give everybody a little bit of background. Yeah, not that we all haven't seen it to death, but when the airplanes flew into the World Trade Center, there was 2 buildings. There's a North Tower and a South Tower, and the buildings fell down. Well, not only did those 2 buildings fell down, but Building 7, the World Trade Center Building 7 also fell down, and that one did not have a plane hit it directly. Now, there's supposedly evidence of parts of the engine hitting the building and cutting it right down the middle, but this is where I'll stop, and I'll let you decide what you think on that matter. Yes. Yes. So you're saying somebody announced that it fell before it fell?
Well, that would be that's a pretty good prediction.
What?
All right.
Well, did was this building as tall as the other ones?
No, not even close.
Huh.
That's the only thing out of all this that made me question kind of the legitimacy was yes, I think it's amazing that the buildings collapsed straight down. They didn't fall over. They didn't tilt to one side. They collapsed straight down upon themselves like a controlled demolition. I thought that was very unusual to have a building not just fall over. But okay, I'm with you on that so far. Um, but then when Building 7 went down, and I remember looking up the damage to Building 7, and they had some pictures and they showed some debris hitting it. But what they're claiming from the last thing that I read, so Building 7 sitting off to one side, the airplane blows up through one of the towers. The engine and other pieces of the aircraft go all the way through the building. They hit the top of Building 7 and kind of go in about 20 feet and then fall straight down to the bottom. They described it like cutting like a knife straight through. Like the engine hits it and cuts straight down. But I'm like, okay, even if that's true, now you got a big building with like a knife wound in it from top to bottom, like you sliced a piece of cake. But I don't know why it would fall over. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, parts of them, right? No, I don't. Yeah, horrible. Well, okay, but I'm okay. Then if I had to be fair about it, those big fucking Pratt and Whitney engines or Rolls Royce engines they're using from Boeing, they're not aluminum. You know, they got to weigh a few tons. That's the four of those things. That's one, and I don't know that the entire frame. I mean, there's fuel in there. There's those big engines. It can't all be just aluminum. There's got to be some other stuff in there, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Is everything aluminum? Yeah, yeah.
That's okay.
That's
Nope,
all
you're
right.
fine.
It's our
We're
radio
good.
station. It's okay. Nobody can fire us here. It's our radio. No, there was several shafts. Like one shaft didn't go from top to bottom. There was, one shaft went to so many floors, the other shaft went to another so many floors. Yeah, I got that. Well, here's the problem I have with this, and this is with everything because I do a lot of listening. I do. And so, and so you take the Twin Towers, you're like, okay, there's there's this one video, it's a documentary on why the Twin Towers was a totally inside job, and it's like 2.5 hours long. I watched the whole thing, I didn't miss a word. I get done watching it and I'm thinking, holy shit, I think there's some legitimacy to this. I think there was some foul play here. I think some things were fucked up. But then a month later, 2 months later, I watch another documentary, maybe not as long, and the guy says, "No, no, let me explain to you how this all works." And I was like, "Okay." So I watch his hour and a half one, and he explains the whole thing with graphics and pictures and charts and thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it was legitimate. Then I'll watch another video after that where they're like, the workers were in there. They upped the insurance policy on the building ×3. They stripped away all the fire insulation under the heading of we're rebranding, we're rebuilding, we're redoing. And funny how the planes hit after all the preventative fire retardant had been stripped from the steel girders under the heading of maintenance. And I'm like, oh, that's bullshit. Now I'm back on this conspiracy thing. Man, I'll tell you, it seems like every time I watch this, I got a whole new group of experts convincing me one way, then a whole other video convincing me the other way, until I got to tell you, as a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert, I start to get a little confused. I start to go like, fuck, now I don't know what to think anymore. Because there's a lot out there. Well, I don't remember. I don't remember that the buildings collapsed and George Bush went, "Hey, we've been attacked by outsiders. Go spend money." I got to say, I don't remember that part. I, I don't mind looking it up. I think I've been pretty. All right, I think I've been well. How about go buy American? I could see him saying that because I knew an investor at the time, and he said the day 9/11 happened, people called him up and said, "I want to buy something. Give me something American." And now maybe he said that go invest in America. I could see that happening because I witnessed a little bit of that. Well, that's what I'm saying. If it was if it was an inside job, that'd be a stupid thing to say. But if it was an outside job, that'd be a perfect thing to say. Hey, I don't like the people that did this. Go buy American. I could that fits with an outside job. Right. Now I've watched that extensively. There's even an interview with George Bush, and they cornered him and said there was no weapons of mass destruction, and he said, "Right, yeah." And then he said, "I thought there was. Intelligence said there was, so I sent them to look for it. We invaded. We went in." Now it sounds Well, okay. Well, yeah, I know. Yes, it's a contradiction in terms like Christian militia, or why do you park in a right? Why do you park in a driveway and drive on a parkway? I get it. I get the humor in that, but he does get briefing. He's admitted. He goes, "Yeah, there wasn't anything there, but I thought there was. I didn't just send people for no reason. I thought there was." I mean, it's a good headline. The son comes in to finish what the dad couldn't finish. I got that. That's a headline. Or did someone lie to him? I know, but not. I'm just saying, like Rumsfeld made a bunch of mistakes. If anybody in the administration back then was a problem, I would have said it was Rumsfeld. I don't know. Maybe Colin Powell got lied to. What did Cheney do? Well, but what? What? Other than shooting someone with a shotgun. Well, okay. Other than I, and he says it was an accident. I mean, for being for being in the way. I shouldn't have jumped in front of those quail. I knew better. Oh, I don't know. Like I said, I see you're reading Powell's facial expressions and you watched what I get you, but I don't know where I land on that. I tell you, I thought it was a bunch of bullshit up until George Bush came out and said after his presidency was over, years later, he goes, I thought there was stuff there. All the intelligence reports said there was stuff there. And the guy who was doing the video said the BBC, Israeli intelligence, everybody thought there was some in there. And I'll tell you the reason why. At the time, Saddam Hussein was leaking information that he had these weapons so people wouldn't fuck with him. That's the story. Well, there was a downfall to it, that's for sure, because Iraq was keeping Iran in check, and when that fell, guess who took off and started going to the races was Iran. They loved it when Iraq fell. They were really happy about that shit. All right, what about it? Yeah, I'm with you. I didn't think it fell straight down. I thought it blew up and tore up a mile stretch
Cornfield.
of cornfield or something. As the pictures, it looked like it wasn't didn't fucking make a hole in the ground. All right, now hold on a second. Let me see. I'm gonna look that up real quick while we're here. Flight.
I love Chad. Go ahead. Do it. I dare you.
I'm looking
He
at it.
is. He is.
All right, I'm
Good
looking
for
at it.
you.
Flight 93 impact site.
Good for you.
All right, it says Flight 93 impact. And
It's been so long now.
image. No, well, the images don't fade. They're going to be
I
right
didn't
here.
say that. I just said what marks tomorrow is 9/11. How many years now? I can't even remember.
Yeah, it is. It's funny we're talking about it today. Okay.
Come on, man.
Well, he's right. Now, I'll tell you this. It doesn't look like a huge impact zone to me. I thought, well, okay, actually what it looks like to me is like they landed a 747 and just blew it up right where it's at. It doesn't look I mean it's not small, it's not a Cessna, but it doesn't I thought this thing was a fucking mile long deal. Like that's weird. I don't You know what? That's kind of well. I can't see the lake part, but the impacts in this do not look. Now I got to be honest. I haven't looked up this stuff in 20 years because I didn't care. But now the memory I have of the crash site from back in the day, when it was on the news, looks very different from what I'm seeing right now on these images. It's not. It doesn't line up at all. I mean, I just can't. It looks like a plane, like they just burnt it to the ground right there. That's weird looking. That's odd. Well, you know what? I'm gonna give you this one, Chad. You got me curious on this for sure. This flight right here, you're not. This is that's kind of weird. They're promoting these pictures as here's this crash site. I'm like, really? That does not look like a plane who did 700 miles an hour into the ground, unless it's buried because it doesn't look that. And that looks different than the reports and the images that I saw in the beginning when they were first reporting it. It was a yeah. You give me something to think about. Yeah, yeah, man. All right, dude. Well, I'll tell you what, Chad. Thank you for letting us call you tonight. I really appreciate this, my man. It's a little spirited debate.
Aw, thanks,
Thank you,
Chad.
thank you, Chad. Appreciate you. And thank you for this. Thank you for let me kind of. I'm going to dig into this a little bit because that's weird looking. All right, man. I'm going to hang up with you. I'm going to check what's next. But thank you a lot. I really appreciate you tonight.
All right, bye, Chad.
Catch you later, Chad. And that was Chad Hoffman. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I have in my head a memory of them saying, here's where the one where the people said, let's roll, and they stormed
Right.
it and
Yeah.
they crashed it. But
They called everybody.
yeah, but it hit the ground. I know it hit the ground like pretty straight, but it went in a line. I remember the pictures on the news. It went for a long time. There was debris.
Spot and Stocky was writing on Discord. He said, I've been to the Flight 93 crash site multiple times.
Ooh.
It sure looked like you know what? He should call.
Yeah.
Spot. Dude.
Call in just real quick. 805-460-5603. I will answer if you call.
460 what?
805-460-5603. If you've been to that crash site, I'd like to hear it from you firsthand. You know how I am. I like people that have boots on the ground just looking out their front door saying what's going on. That would serve me just fine.
Give him a second and he'll call. I'd rather, instead of me reading this, let he's been there multiple times. Let's get his opinion.
And like I said, I'm going off my memory, but these pictures are nothing even close to what I remember back when it happened. I just like what? If someone would have shown me, you show me a picture of the Twin Towers collapsed, I know what it is. Same pictures as always. This, not so much. I'm struggling with that. Going, I don't know. I'm thinking no on this.
Interesting.
Well, and you think when Chad calls, like, okay, building 7, but you just keep talking. You learn some things. We switched over to this, and now I'm intrigued. This is not what I thought it used to be.
Guess what we're going to be watching tonight?
Guess what's going to be playing on my phone on my shoulder as I go to sleep tonight?
Aye.
That's, as the dude would say, that's interesting, man. That's interesting. Because I'm telling you, it's not the same thing.
All right, is the phone ringing?
It's not ringing.
It is ringing.
The phone is not ringing. You got to tell your man to get his shit together.
Well, you said give me a second. He's on a second. It's 8:00. Come on.
There's more in here. If I can't get to everybody tonight, we're gonna have a great show next week. Mrs. ABC is in here.
Nice.
There's a couple more that I didn't get to. All right, Spot and Stock, you calling in right now. Let me see if I can get him on the phone. Turn the volume up. Let's see. Grab this.
I don't know if he wants everybody to know his real name.
Well, I just said Spot and Stock. If that's on his fucking license, that's his fucking problem.
Spot and Stock.
Well, what is it? Oh, far out, man. Okay, that's going to be an easy one to remember. All right. Did you kind of understood what Chad was saying about the flight? I'm sure you listened in, obviously. But did you get what I was saying? That this doesn't look the same to me as what in the beginning at all. None of these pictures that I pulled up on the screen look familiar to the crash site. So what can you tell me? Okay. All right. Oh, there are trees. Okay. There's trees in the picture. Okay. Because see, I can see there is a tree line here. There's in all the pictures at this one angle. You're right. There is a tree line there, so I can see what you're saying. But you've been there. You stood there. You say in your mind. Now I'm asking this a direct question, brother. In your mind, you could clearly see where this could have come through the trees, hit the ground, impacted along a certain distance. You could see that. I believe him. I do. Sure. Yeah. Right. Okay. Now, see, that's
then
what
it probably hit hard, is what happened. It came through the trees and probably. Right. Almost like a wind shear hit it. Like, bam, it hit the ground. Yeah. Wow. They put that puppy down.
Yeah, but I mean, like you say, if like what Mark's saying, if they come through the trees and all of a sudden some fucker just leans on that stick, you're going straight. You
dropped it.
Yeah, really fast. If not straight down, pretty close. But you already have that forward momentum, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah. But wouldn't it have split up? Okay, but wouldn't it have exploded in the air? Yeah, but if it if yeah, okay, I could see that. But I was thinking, even at 5,000 feet, if you shoot it down, there's debris everywhere. But see, okay, and what did Chad say? They found debris 6 miles away in a lake.
Uh, like if they
Mm.
shot off the tail, that thing would drop out of the sky.
Right, but listen to what Mark's saying too. What if they shot it even at 10,000, 5,000 feet? They shot a wing off. Now maybe you wouldn't get a debris field forever because it's just going to spiral down or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Like he said, depends on where you shot it. That's a good point because we don't know.
Interesting.
Wow. I'll tell you what, these two calls have made me rethink Flight 93 a little bit. And why wouldn't they? Let's say, hey, Mark, if they shot it down, why wouldn't they just tell us, hey, we did it so it wouldn't crash into the White House? Why wouldn't they tell us they did it? I would kind of almost go along with that, like, all right, well, they're going to wipe out the White House or shoot it down. Fucking shoot it down. We have to.
True.
Well,
that wouldn't go over very well.
Well, okay, but they're going to die anyway. One way they die.
How are you going to sell that? How are you going to spin that to make it okay?
I'd get out there and say they were going to die anyway. They were either all going to die in the White House and turn the White House to rubble, or they're going to die in this field. We chose the field. That's how I'd say it.
Yeah, and then you're going to have people going, well, you know what? They could blow up the White House. I want my person back.
You weren't getting your person back. Your person was going to be down at the bottom of the...
You don't know that.
Oh, my God. I'm just saying that if that was really the decision they made, for that reason, they should just tell us and say, hey, we had to make a choice. Everybody dies in the field, or everybody dies and the White House gets destroyed. If those are your two options, I mean, what would you pick? If those were you're president, Mark. Listen to me. You're president. They come to you and say, this plane's going to crash into the White House, but we can shoot it down. It's either going to crash in the White House or it's going to crash in this field. What would you pick, Mark, if you're president? Okay. Gen X mom, same scenario. What do you pick?
I would say shoot it down.
Okay, then why the fuck are you arguing with me?
Because I didn't have a loved one on that plane. You know?
No, she is. Right. She's arguing like, no, you. Well, I think you and I are on the same page. She's being a stick in the mud again.
I'm just being contrary. Mary, quite contrary.
No kidding. Hey, listen, man, Mark, thank you for calling in. I can't tell you how important it is for me. My favorite part of any episode of anything is when I talk to someone who's been there and stood there and seen something. It doesn't matter what it is, just give me the lowdown. That is my favorite thing to say, look out the front door and just tell me what the fuck's going on. We actually have someone who lives in France who we're getting on the phone to talk about what's going on over there. She lives there. She can tell you, she can look out the front door and tell us all what's going on a world show. This type of phone call is that important to me. You just described it perfectly. And that helps me a ton, man. I really appreciate you, Mark. Thank you.
Thanks for calling.
All right. Going to hang up with you, Mark. Top notch rule. Love you too. And he's gone. We're still here. Do you see what happens when you get the right people that call in and just give you a few minutes of their time? He didn't have to. He's a busy man. He's got stuff going on. But he took time and said, hey, I'll call in and talk about this. That, for me, is just badass beyond compare. I got to tell you.
We just went down the rabbit hole.
We just went down the goddamn rabbit hole. All right.
All Chad's fault.
God damn it, Chad. Way to go, Chad. Listen, we're at a minute 10 in here. I got to save some of these for next time. Someone's calling from Missouri right now, even though the instructions don't say call, they say text. So whoever you are, the 309 number calling in from Missouri, listen, text so we know what the fuck you're talking about. And put your name in there so we can talk to you. Your screen name is fine, or your real name, whatever you want. I'm going to save some of these. I got 3 or 4. Listen, we will get to you guys next week. I'm excited to talk to each one of you. I got to hang up now. It's been a long day, and I got some more stuff I got to get done. More content for all of you guys. I got stuff to put out there for Gen X Talks. Don't think I'm just going to go sit back and have a shot of whiskey and put my feet in the air. No. I'm ready for round 2, my man. And they're calling again. They're obviously not listening to the program.
They're obviously not a golfer.
They're clearly not a golfer. They should text and go, this is important. I was on the airplane.
Oh.
Or something. but they're not texting. So Missouri guys, let's see.
You want to answer it. You're being so tempted.
But I don't want to answer it because he's not following the rules, and everybody else is following the rules. So I answered.
When did Gen X follow rules?
I'm making them follow the rules.
I do not recall a Gen Xer following.
No, but I'm going to give him a minute. He's from Missouri. I wrote him back, and please text me. I'm going to give him a little something here, little question marks. Just text me. Maybe he'll get the clue to call. Let me wait a second, see if he texts something back. And perhaps we could extend the program if it was 9/11
Oh,
related.
dude says answered it might be a ghost.
Why the fuck did dude say that?
The
dude.
The dude abides.
The dude abides. Yeah.
I'm on the Big Lebowski today.
No shit. You've been doing that all day today.
Danny, did you catch that one?
She did it in the staff meeting today, too. She was pulling that out. All right. I'm still not getting a text message from this person. So let's see. Story.
Oh, my gosh. Spot and Stocky says, now my daughter's laughing at me. Why? Because you were on the air?
Why? Because you did your patriotic duty. You stood tall, and told the truth. You tell her to be proud. That's what she should be feeling right now. All right. So he's not writing back. We don't have an answer on that. I don't know why Missouri was calling me. The whole state of Missouri was chiming in. Listen, we do got to go. I'm promising you, I will not leave this up to Gen X Mom next time. Oh, hang on.
Oh.
We got a message.
Dun, dun, dun.
From the mystery number.
Ew.
My name is Rob. I'm calling from Missouri, and I just want to give my opinion on not only what happened today, but how it happened. Charlie Kirk.
You want to know, don't you?
I do.
Somebody in YouTube said they had family members there.
I'm gonna call this guy. I'm gonna call Rob, and I'm just gonna listen to it. Well, I don't have an opinion.
I knew it.
Now listen.
You get an extended broadcast tonight.
Now,
never mind. We're not leaving.
I'm just letting you know. I'm not having a grassy knoll moment. I'm not saying there was two shooters. One was on the grassy knoll. I'm not saying I've seen the Zapruder film on Charlie Kirk. I don't have an opinion on this.
I'm going to eat my nuts while you call him.
They're not your nuts. They're Shiloh's nuts.
Oh, yeah. They're Shiloh nuts.
He also says I'm 53. I have 3 children, and 28, 30, and 32. We have a cattle farm, and we have been doing hardwood floors since 1948. He's just saying family guy. He's a family man. Just putting it out there. He's a regular cat. All right. I'm going to give this guy a call. I got to know now. He has an opinion on what happened today. I'm assuming he's talking about the Charlie Kirk incident. So let's call and find out.
Our poor mods.
I know.
They just said they were already saying goodnight and putting all the links.
Well, let's see. Oh, there he is. Hey, Rob, it's the General. You're on Off the Record. Interesting way to approach me, man, but I like it. If you have something to say about today, I really don't have a rebuttal, I don't think, but I'd like to hear your opinion. Go ahead. The floor is yours, my friend. Yeah, far out. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. No, you get to back about the mid 90s. I can remember that time very clearly. Nobody gave a shit about race anymore. Nobody gave a shit if you were gay anymore. it kind of just all was fading away. Nobody really made a big deal about it. They weren't, you weren't even the butt of any jokes anymore. It just kind of was, everybody was moved on. I do remember that time. Right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Now, I'm not trying to hurry you along, Rob, but this is more of a topic for the world show. But tell me what you're thinking about today. You had a theory about today. That's what I'm interested in. What do you got? Right. Sure. Well, think about this. If it was a conspiracy, of course it was going to be orchestrated. If it was a lone gunman, wouldn't that also have to be very carefully planned out? Wouldn't you maybe consider that orchestrated also? Wouldn't a gunman have to know where the cops are going to be, not going to be? Wouldn't wouldn't that come across to you as orchestrated also when the final numbers came out? Well, yeah. Well, that then I was just bringing that up as an example, but I mean, either way, just like I said, I haven't thought about this angle yet, so I'm kind of processing it as we're talking. But from my point of view, I'm thinking about how you're presenting. It's like, yeah, if this was a conspiracy, we're going to find out 13 or 14 things that fell into place perfectly because it was a conspiracy and it all worked perfectly and he got shot. On the other hand, if we find out it was a lone gunman, maybe we'll find out he planned it very carefully and he had to have 13 or 14 things lined out just so he knew angles and wind factor and distances and camera. Maybe he thought about all these things and planned it out as best he could. I'm suggesting the possibility. Okay. Well, sure. Yeah. Right. And now you're getting back to a completely different topic, and it's very interesting. And I agree with you. Yeah, you get back to society. Right. Did you? No, no, we're okay. But did you hear the World Show today that I did live? Because I'm pretty sure it's going to get banned. Now I'm sure it's no. I fucking went off the rails. I fucking went sideways. I screamed. I yelled. I yelled back at people that were making comments. I mean, I was so upset today. Yeah. If you want to see something, you want to see a rant that'll get your blood pressure up, watch today's World Show because I think I went off the rails. Well, then don't watch that. However, I want to tie this in before we go. You had said, what have we come to? How did this kid get to that point where he hated so much, or whatever it was? And one of the first things that I mentioned, I had an opinion at the beginning of the World Show, was I said the reason that I thought Charlie Kirk was murdered wasn't because of his political beliefs, and it wasn't because someone thought he was a racist, or someone thought he hated transgendered, or someone said, "You're friends with Trump, I'm killing you." I believe exactly what you said. I think some kid or some person got so wound up, and Charlie Kirk was murdered because he was effective. He was actually making a huge difference. He was changing people's lives. He was making people think with kindness. And I think someone finally came along and said, I got to do something here. This guy is winning hearts and minds at colleges. He started out with 2 people at a table. His last rallies were thousands. I think someone did exactly what you said. You said, well, did a youth get so upset, get so obsessed, did he get so wound up? And so, yeah, I think he did, because he realized that man was making a difference. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yep. It's true. No, that oh, yeah, that you and I can agree upon. Oh, brother, I'm telling you. Hey, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to hang up with you and move on for the next. We're going to call it a night. But listen, now, now, wait. Before you go, don't go down. Wait. Listen. Yeah. Well, listen, I want you to make a promise to me that after the story has time to unfold, and it might take weeks or so, let's revisit this, you and I. After we learn more stuff, let's have another conversation about it. Once you and I both learn a few more things, let's put our notes together. What do you say? Right. I agree. No, thank you for letting us call you. Yeah, appreciate you, my man.
Thank you for calling us.
Yep, we'll talk again soon. Thank you.
All right, you
bye-bye.
too. Bye bye.
Okay, I think it was worth taking that call.
Yeah, it is.
That
Sounds
was
like
worth
your
it.
world show is coming together next week.
Yeah.
Follow up
That's
to
right.
Charlie Kirk.
All right, so I don't know what we're doing here. It's
You
8:24
have
Los
no idea
Angeles
what
time.
you're doing?
Do I ever?
No.
Okay. It's 8:24 Los Angeles time, broadcasting from the Loop Studios in Minden, Nevada. We're going to wrap up the Off the Record show. We're going to call it a night. I'll try to get the audio put up for you folks tomorrow. That way you can listen to it as you drive. Put it up on Spotify. It's not going to be on YouTube forever. It's going to be members only. So listen, make sure you listen to kgxtradio.com. I'll try to work out with Danny. We'll go back over the numbers and see why you guys couldn't hear some of this. I don't know what that was all about, but we'll do our best to make corrections as we go. Thank you guys for listening in. Gracie, say goodnight to everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you guys for listening in. Thank you guys for tuning in. Not sure where you're chiming in from around the planet, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps you tuned in on the Armed Service Radio Network. Remember 2 things in life. Number 1, wherever you go, there you are. And number 2, I'll catch you guys on the flip side, because I'm out, baby.